Right now, we are hearing from the friend of a protester who was hit by a pickup truck over the weekend. What they say their next steps are.
Plus, new comments from President Trump in just the last half hour. His latest reaction to today's release of John Bolton's book.
We're starting with clear skies and sunshine this morning, but there is a chance for rain today. I'll tell you when to expect to get wet in just a few minutes.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks, and thanks for joining us on this Tuesday, June 23rd. No charges yet, but there is a person of interest in the case of a woman hit by a truck during Madison protests over the weekend.
Police released dash cam and traffic camera footage in response to social media rumors that it took police a half an hour to get to the victim. The video shows it took 14 minutes from the time the woman was hit to the time the ambulance left the scene. Police say officers were on scene 1 minute after being dispatched and 2 minutes after the original call. As police release the footage, the victim's loved ones are pushing for justice, saying that the driver hit the black victim intentionally.
What if she had internal bleeding? She would have died right there. And she would have just been another name we chanted. But she's alive. So now where do we go? What's next? Action.
Some friends of the victim are expressing anger that police used pepper spray while responding as well. We asked Interim Chief Vic Wall about that. He says it was necessary to create space in the crowd and get the victim the help she needed.
This was an example of just a very challenging circumstance where I think the facts show pretty clearly that the officers did a remarkable job, and that we were able to get medical aid to that victim in a matter of minutes.
In the next half hour, we'll take a more in-depth look at the video from the scene showing you what happened there early Sunday morning.
In Milwaukee, pictures of black people who were killed during encounters with police were found hanging from nooses in a park over the weekend. The county sheriff's office says the photos were found Saturday in Riverside Park. The 6 photos also listed information describing the events surrounding each of their deaths. The intention behind the display isn't clear yet, so there is an investigation into them at this hour. Seattle's mayor says police will be moving in to dismantle the city's occupied protest zone after a pair of weekend shootings. She says the violence that put 2 in the hospital and killed another is distracting from the changes those peaceful protesters are seeking. The mayor says the city will work with protesters and the community to bring the demonstration to an end.
New comments from the president in just the last 10 minutes on Twitter. President Trump says he's authorizing the arrest of anyone who vandalizes or destroys any monument, statue, or federal property. He says this will be punishable with up to 10 years in prison and is effective immediately. His comments come after protesters in D.C. attempted to remove a statue of President Andrew Jackson overnight. The 7th president of the U.S. was also a slave owner and signed the Indian Removal Act, which set the Trail of Tears into motion. Protesters attempted to pull the statue down with chains and rope. Police on bicycles responded and quickly started clearing the crowd away from the statue and out of Lafayette Square.
Developing right now at 6:03, we're following more tweets from the president in just the last half hour. Now, these come just before today's release of John Bolton's book. In his latest tweet, the president says that John Bolton deserves to be in jail for publishing his book, which the president claims contains classified information. The book, The Room Where It Happened, is a memoir detailing his time spent as the national security advisor under President Trump.
The president is en route to Arizona this morning, where he plans to tour a section of the border wall. His visit comes after signing an executive order yesterday that suspends work visas through the end of the year. The White House says this is an effort to protect U.S. workers from job losses during the pandemic. It will not affect visas for agricultural laborers, healthcare professionals, or the food service industry, and it only applies to applicants seeking entry into the country, not folks who are already here. The Washington Post reports this will prevent workers, though, from filling more than 500,000 jobs.
The White House is adding 4 Chinese media outlets to a list of organizations saying that they should be considered foreign missions for ties to the nation's government and Communist Party. The State Department says these outlets are essentially mouthpieces for the party and not legitimate news outlets. It's not clear how many journalists work in the U.S. for these 4 organizations. None of the outlets are being asked to leave the U.S., but could face a future limit on how many staffers they can employ here in the States. Another company is pulling ads from Facebook, joining a civil rights boycott against the company. Patagonia joining North Face and REI, among others, in the Stop Hate Profits campaign. The campaign was started last week by a civil rights group who claim that Facebook is not doing enough to stop hate speech on its platforms. Facebook, according to Reuters, says they respect the brand's decision and remains focused on removing hate speech as well as providing critical voting information. The social media site is the second largest digital ad player in the U.S.
In Atlanta, Georgia this morning, in just a few hours, a funeral will be held for Rayshard Brooks. The 27-year-old was shot and killed by a police officer in that city just over a week ago. A private service will be held in the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church, where Martin Luther King Jr. served as a co-pastor. His daughter, Reverend Bernice A. King, will speak at the service, which Tyler Perry is offering to pay for. Back here in Madison, as more State Street businesses reopen, the boarded-up windows that became works of art are also coming down, but those murals won't be thrown away.
Yeah, the city says they belong to no one and everyone and is asking for your help deciding what to do with them. The city helped commission the artists who painted the murals, and since then, people have been writing into the city with ideas about where they should end up. Now there's a survey with some of the most popular ideas, including auctioning off the murals, and then giving that money to artists or nonprofits, creating a temporary exhibition, or donating them to schools, community centers, or museums.
Turning to the forecast at 6:06, the polar bear calling it a pool day, but not looking so hot for us later today.
No, maybe a little cool for you. We have highs only in the 70s today, but the polar bear doesn't mind. Been busy swimming laps for the last 30 minutes or so already. Take a look at what's happening across the area, the big picture sort of what we have going on. We have one area of low pressure responsible for the rain that we saw yesterday. That rain is exiting the northeastern corner of the state. Another cold front will swing down from north to south across the state today, and as it does, we may see a few scattered showers or isolated thunderstorms pop up, but not until later on this afternoon. Again, those northwesterly winds will create a little bit of an instability in the atmosphere later today as things heat up. Right now, though, pretty quiet when you look at the radar map. Here in southern Wisconsin, all that rain has come to an end. We actually start with some sunshine early today. Temperatures, you see a few more of these numbers coming back on the map now. 57 here in Madison, 52 in the Dells, still 59 in Janesville. Watertown is down to 58 this morning. On our future track forecast model, is showing clearing skies, especially from Madison and Dane County all the way to the Mississippi River Valley. Enjoy that sunshine this morning. We will have mostly clear skies early on. Heading towards the lunch hour, that's when you'll start to see some of those cumulus clouds pop up across southern Wisconsin. Temperatures will still be around 70 degrees at lunchtime, though, with no rain just yet. So if you're taking lunch outside today, it'll be a pretty good day to do so. During the afternoon, though, be prepared. There could be some scattered showers or isolated thunderstorms popping up. Very hit and miss with these showers. They'll move through the area pretty quickly. Probably see just enough rain to get things wet, and then that shower will come to an end. Highs will be in the middle 70s here in Madison, maybe on the upper 60s in the Dells, right around 70 to 72 degrees as you head west of Dane County. Any rain will end as the sun sets this evening. Skies will then turn partly cloudy overnight with temperatures dropping back into the 50s. It's going to be pretty hard to measure any of that rain today. Again, you see just very light amounts. Our extended forecast says we're going to do it all again tomorrow. A chance for some afternoon showers and isolated thunderstorms with a high of 76. Thursday looks dry. We are going to add the humidity back into the mix by Friday, and it looks like it sticks around as things heat up into next week.
All right, thanks, Scotty. New this morning, a British soccer team is condemning the actions of a pilot after a plane flew over their stadium, pulling a White Lives Matter banner. The plane passed overhead shortly after players from Burnley and Manchester City took a knee in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. The Burnley team issued a statement saying that they wish to make it clear that whoever was responsible for the banner is not welcome at their stadium. The team's manager says he is, quote, ashamed and embarrassed that some of the team's fans decided to fly the banner around the stadium.
NBC is pulling several episodes of its 30 Rock TV series from syndication because actors are shown in blackface. USA Today reports executive producer Tina Fey says she apologizes for the pain they have caused. Faye says the episodes are best taken out of circulation, so some comedy-loving kid isn't, quote, stung by their ugliness.
Check for the roads at 6:09 this morning. Things off to a pretty smooth start on this Tuesday. Look at Madison right now. No crashes to report. A few more delays popping up along East Washington Avenue near downtown. Looks like some more heavy delays as you go down Park Street towards the Beltline this morning. If you are hopping on the Beltline, though, we are moving at posted speeds so far today. No problems out there. That's your First Warn traffic.
Thanks, Josh. The FDA sending out a warning about some potential hazardous hand sanitizers. We'll warn you about that after we talk about the return of Major League Baseball.
Stay with us. News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. With honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship, dedicated to being the best. RHD Plumbing now offers complete bathroom and kitchen remodeling, the best plumbers, and everything else you need to finish your dream project. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises with the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
To most people, the idea of fighting is unpleasant. But sometimes to make things right, it's necessary to fight. Some things are worth fighting for. If you or your family has been injured, you'll want a good law firm on your side to make things right again. Since 1930, Habish, Habish & Rotier has recovered more million-dollar results for our clients than any other law firm in Wisconsin. Habish, Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Feldco season is here, and the signs are all around us. Like free installation on all windows, siding, and doors, and no interest for 1 year. It's time to jump on that home renovation project, and free installation all from the comfort of home. That gives you time to make the most of your Feldco season.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
I'm here.
Auntie's here.
Hey, Mom and Dad here.
Scout's here.
Shall we begin? Friends and family, we are gathered here today to celebrate.
Together, nothing can keep us apart. That's why U.S. Cellular eliminated data overages on our reliable nationwide network, so you can stay connected.
The open road, the wind in your hair, the feeling of freedom that drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with confidence and peace of mind. That's why your Chevy Clean dealers commit to using enhanced vehicle cleaning measures with CDC-approved cleansers. If you need a new Silverado, get 0% APR for 72 months or $5,500 cash allowance on all Silverado Crew Cab pickups. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available.
Every day, our doctors and nurses, our cooks, housekeepers, therapists, and every member of your healthcare team give the most of themselves to care for you, to care for our community. These are your champions of health.
Welcome back. Globally, there are now more than 9 million confirmed cases of the coronavirus. In the U.S., there's just over 2.3 million. Here are the latest state numbers. Confirmed cases in Wisconsin at now more than 25,000. About 78% of those patients have recovered. There were around 300 new cases confirmed Monday, with 40 of those in Dane County. Nearly every inmate and worker in Wisconsin's prisons who tested positive at one point has now recovered. That's according to the State Department of Corrections. That's 261 out of 268 inmates. For the prison staff, 663 people are recovered out of 66 confirmed cases. President Trump, in just the last 15 minutes, is on Twitter calling for a decrease in testing, saying our country's cases are only going up because of how much we are testing. This comes as a top official from the World Health Organization is reiterating the growing number of cases we're seeing in the U.S. are not just the result of increased testing. Nearly 60,000 cases were identified over the past weekend alone. That WHO official tells The Hill the increased number of cases is most likely an indicator the virus is spreading quickly and isn't stable in some communities. He says increased testing would explain some increase in those cases, but not to this extent.
6:14 now. Gilead, the company that makes the antiviral drug remdesivir, is working on a new version of their drug that could get patients out of the hospital sooner. An inhaled version of the medication would allow patients to continue treatment in their own homes. That medication is currently administered through daily IV infusions at a hospital. Gilead Sciences says the FDA has given the company the green light to start trials of the inhaled version. Remdesivir is the only drug right now that has emergency use FDA approval to treat COVID-19 infections. Gilead is also doubling down on its previous goal of supplying remdesivir. The company says that they're now planning to have enough to treat 2 million patients by the end of the year. That's more than double its previous target. Reuters reports the company has set up licensing agreements with 9 generic manufacturers as well to help keep up with demand. Gilead's CEO says they will continue to collaborate globally to ensure a sufficient worldwide supply. Well, the FDA is sending out a warning telling you to avoid 9 different hand sanitizer products. That's because they may contain methanol, which could be potentially toxic if absorbed through the skin or ingested. The product in question come from Mexican manufacturer Escobiochem. 2 of their products, Lavar Gel and Clean Care No Germ, had 81 to 28% methanol. The representative for that company says they're investigating how this happened and that they didn't even realize their product was being shipped and sold to the U.S. The FDA says if you're exposed to this product, seek medical attention right away.
Healthcare workers are about to get an out-of-this-world shout-out from NASA. Next month, NASA will launch its next Mars rover, which will have a caduceus installed on the left side. That's the ancient symbol of a snake wrapped around a rod that now represents the global medical community. NASA says they wanted to use this representation as a way to show their appreciation for those putting their personal safety on the line for the good of others.
That's pretty cool. All right, 6:16, turning to the forecast with Hattie. Already a beautiful shot there from the Edgewater Skycam this morning.
It certainly is nice to see the sunshine after that rain that seemed to never end yesterday for southern Wisconsin. We have mainly a dry forecast this morning, but a chance for some showers coming up this afternoon. Here's a look at Doppler track. All of the rain has come to an end for southern Wisconsin right now. Dew points are in the mid-50s, so it's feeling pretty comfortable across southern Wisconsin. Not looking at those numbers climbing much today as well, staying pretty close to 55 degrees, so good stuff. You're not going to notice the humidity too much today. As you head out the door, you'll need sunglasses this morning, but don't forget the umbrella. Some afternoon showers are possible. It's not a guarantee to see the rain later on today, but it is possible through the afternoon and early evening hours until the sun sets. Here's a look at our forecast coming up. We're going to take a closer look at that temperature trend as we head into next week.
Thanks, Hattie. The NBA is teaming up with researchers from Yale to study a new testing method for coronavirus. The study will look at the effectiveness of rapid saliva-based testing. The testing method is called Saliva Direct. The NBA will be offering up its players and coaches for trials. This will not be mandatory. Teams will choose if they want to be a part of it or not. Researchers say because the players are tested so often, this could be a perfect opportunity for them to cross-reference their new test results with the traditional, more invasive tests.
Developing right now at 6:17, we've talked a lot recently about the possible return of sports and attempts to salvage this year's baseball season. Well, today we could finally have an answer. We're taking a look this morning at what you need to know about the MLB's attempt to get back out on the field, but that starts with the deadline. Players have until 4 o'clock this afternoon to let the league know if they'll accept the proposed health and safety guidelines and will be able to report to training by July 1st. The league is hoping to start games about a month from now on July 24th. Now, the second thing to know this morning is what the season will look like. The commissioner is mandating a 60-game schedule with the regular season wrapping up by the end of September. 10 teams would make the playoffs, which would be played in October like they normally are, and every team would have a designated hitter or for the pitcher as part of the health and safety guidelines. The third thing to know this morning is how baseball could still not happen with COVID-19 still a concern. These plans could still go out the window. There's also a chance The players could file a grievance over the way the owners handled the negotiations. But as of now, they say they are ready to get back out onto the field.
I want to know what tailgating's going to look like.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that yet.
That'll be interesting, too. I mean, like, all this stuff, we're how many months behind? When is usually the first game? Is that back in March? April?
Yeah.
So it's like we're already, what? I can't do my math.
A lot of brats to be.
Yeah, that's a long ways away.
This season. So, but there's no fans.
No fans.
No fans, right? So, like, there wouldn't be big gatherings outside of Miller Park to, like, cook out or anything, which is one of my favorite things about baseball, don't get me wrong.
You just ruined my morning.
Yeah, well.
No tailgating? What's the point of baseball?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can tailgate, just maybe in your front yard.
Hey, tailgate at home.
At your new house.
I just lost a lot of interest in the start to baseball season.
I could go for a nice stadium brat and a beer. It sounds good to me.
It sounds good, too. Yeah.
You just got to make do, right? We're going to, like, it's good to at least have baseball back if, I mean, we don't know yet, but if it is.
Yeah, it looks like it right
the
now.
little things, so.
Perspective.
All right. The old America's pastime could be coming back. So for the first time, for the first official week of summer, we are talking about the importance of staying hydrated. How much water doctors say you need to drink every day.
We are getting our first look at the moments surrounding a hit and run at a protest over the weekend. Coming up in our next half hour, we're breaking down the footage minute by minute to show you what happened in the aftermath. Stay with us.
Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
Strength and versatility to the power of 4 at Sloan's. Get to know the John Deere 4 Family Series tractor. Get 0% for 84 months or $285 per month on a John Deere 4044N with loader. The power of 4 unleashed.
Happy 4th of July Super Sale, happening this week at the Brothers Maine. Come in now for more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We make upgrading your home more convenient at Maine with up to 18 months of 0% financing and expert-free delivery. Get more at the 4th of July Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. And happy birthday, USA, from the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Pull into your driveway in style. Relax by the pool in luxury and give your front porch the facelift it needs with TSR Concrete Coatings, Wisconsin's premier concrete coatings contractor. Get beautiful concrete coatings installed in as little as 1 day, customizable and easy to clean. See the before and now the after. Our coatings are 4 times stronger than regular epoxy. They won't chip, crack, or peel. They're impact resistant and UV stable. Now check out these savings. Save 15% on your concrete coating project. Ask about 12 months, same as cash. TSR Nation is growing by the day with satisfied customers throughout Wisconsin, and we want you to be a part of it. As a special bonus, call during this program and receive a free TSR swag pack with your concrete coating project. Call 1-800-886-8411. That's 1-800-886-8411.
All Comfort Services, save up to $2,500 on a new Lennox system. But hurry, it's a limited time offer and a beautiful thing.
Planning your family's future is as much of a Wisconsin tradition as summers spent up north, the perfect tailgate, or evenings at a festival. That's why so many of us choose EdVest, Wisconsin's 529 college savings plan. Getting started online is quick and easy, and saving early, like before your children take their first step, goes a long way in making higher education a reality for them. Contribute at edvest.com to take advantage of the 2020 Wisconsin state tax deduction.
Strength and versatility to the power of 4 at Sloan's. Get to know the John Deere 4 Family Series tractor. Get 0% for 84 months or $285 per month on a John Deere 4044N with loader. The power of 4 unleashed.
Powered up with Sloan's.
6:23 on your Tuesday, and check out this My Morning picture sent in from Tammy Ann. She says this was the shot she took as they headed out on Lake Michigan fishing out of Port Washington.
Lovely. Loving the colors there. Thanks for sending it in, Tammy. What's your morning look like? Snap a picture and share it with us on our social media pages. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning and we'll share our favorites on the air.
Well, it is the first week of summer, and what you need to know is that you'll need a lot of water to stay hydrated these days.
Yeah, and there's actually a day for it. Today is National Hydration Day, reminding us to drink plenty of fluids to battle the heat. Remember, your body contains more than 60% water, so during the summer months, it's especially important to stay hydrated. Now, you don't only need to rely on what you drink to meet your hydration needs. What you eat also plays a big role. Fruits and vegetables such as watermelon and spinach have plenty of water. The Mayo Clinic recommends more than 15 cups of water a day for men and 11.5 for women.
It's a lot of water.
I don't know if I could handle that.
Is that an update? I thought it was 8.
Yeah, that was like when you were growing up.
Yeah.
That's what you learned like in school. They say, make sure you drink 8 glasses a day. That was back when they had the food pyramid.
So I want to know what 15 cups equals out to in terms of how many minutes you spend in the bathroom.
How many potty breaks
It's like
you're gonna need.
hours of your lifetime lost in the bathroom.
It equals we need more bathrooms here.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
More bathroom breaks, for sure.
So I looked it up, and Mayo Clinic a couple of years ago did a new study on water intake, and we were talking about coffee an hour ago. Does coffee help you or hurt you when it comes to your overall water intake? And Mayo Clinic actually says, although it is it's a diuretic, it adds to your overall water consumption. So it's a net benefit. The water in the coffee is more than enough to make up for the diuretic effects.
So this counts, but it sounds like I'm going to spend more time in the bathroom.
Yeah, and I actually did switch over to water instead of my second cup this morning.
Look at you.
I'm trying to stay hydrated for National Hydration Day.
News you can use. Hattie's keeping us hydrated with that forecast, aren't you?
I always have this cup of tea off to the side. They're always telling me, get it out of the shot, Hattie, move it down. But it's always close by in the morning. Here's a look at our pet walk forecast. A good reminder, remember those 4-legged friends with the water as well, but look at these guys, Nico, Raleigh, Max, and Snickers.
Snickers.
What a bunch. You can get a walk in today before that rain comes. There's just a chance for a few showers this afternoon. Should be pretty comfortable with temperatures in the 70s. Here's a look at the radar map right now. Again, pretty quiet right now. That chance for rain again through the afternoon and early evening time frame. We dry out overnight and do it all again tomorrow.
All right, Hattie, we're going to take a quick break and be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites, and always a smile.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I?
Wow, is that really me?
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes.
Celebrate this 4th of July knowing you look your best with Plexiderm.
Lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video that the viewers can watch while you and I talk. And you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. And I did this to my father. We were at home, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It feels great. Looks even better.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. Plexiderm, seriously, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there, like the bags are gone.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing, or just when you want to like get rid of the bags? And
Yeah, it absolutely could be a daily thing. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This 4th of July is the best time to get Plexiderm for $14.95. See it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
A medicine you're already taking could be protecting you against the coronavirus, who researchers say is benefiting the most.
The rain is ending early this morning, but it may return later on this afternoon. All the details coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks. Happy Tuesday. It is June 23rd. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Hope you're having a great week so far. This rainy weather is just, it's hard to get the motivation to do anything right now because it's just been so gloomy and dreary.
And we both have house projects to do. I'm a new homeowner and Chris is an experienced home renovator.
Yeah, working on a fixer-upper right now. So
nowhere near done.
Another rainy day to stay inside and get some stuff done. We'll check with Hattie in the forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. And in just a few hours, we will get the latest COVID-19 data from the DHS, and we are hoping to see a smaller percentage of positive cases across the state. 78% of more than 25,000 confirmed cases in Wisconsin have recovered. Roughly 3.8% of new tests came back positive yesterday. That is down from Sunday's number, where 4.6% of tests were positive. As we've been reporting, this percentage is fluctuating a bit, with that figure being as low as 2% last week.
New this morning, we're learning income is a major predictor of coronavirus. A federal analysis looked at billing records for people on Medicare who've gotten the virus. The findings are in line with what we've been reporting for weeks, that Black Americans are more likely to test positive than other racial groups. It also shows how people on Medicare who also qualify for Medicaid are 4 times more likely to be infected or hospitalized than those on just Medicare alone. 28% of those people who were hospitalized died. Almost the same share went home.
A new study out of the University of Minnesota shows a common diabetes drug can protect women from COVID-19. Diabetes and obesity are some of the factors that increase the risk of death associated with the virus. But for women already taking metformin, their death risk went down by up to 24%. The Star Tribune reports the gender difference in results is a biological clue to understanding the virus. Researchers say you shouldn't go out and get the drug, though, since more research needs to be done to see if it works as a vaccine.
For Texas Governor Greg Abbott, shutting down the state again is the last resort. This statement comes as the state is seeing a more than 9% case positivity rate, and hospitals in Houston are dealing with a 177% increase in patients. Abbott recommends folks stay at home, wash their hands, and socially distance. He's also encouraging Texans to wear masks, despite banning local governments from making mask wearing mandatory.
6:32 and new this morning, all coronavirus restrictions will be reinstated in Racine, just days after a county judge voted to strike them down. The Forward Racine plan puts restrictions on businesses, including gyms and restaurants. The health administrator now has the power to change those rules if the pandemic numbers fluctuate.
Dr. Anthony Fauci will testify before a House committee today at a time where 1 in every 5 new cases in the world is in the U.S. The nation's top infectious disease expert hasn't attended a high-profile hearing in over a month now. He's recently warned, though, that the U.S. is still in the first wave of the pandemic and is continuing to urge Americans to practice social distancing. He'll testify along with top officials from the CDC, the FDA, and the HHS.
It was just into the newsroom within the last 20 minutes. The University of Michigan is officially moving its presidential debate from the University of Michigan campus to Miami. The university was set to host the second of 3 debates between President Trump and presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden, but wanted to withdraw to avoid having thousands of people visiting Ann Arbor during the coronavirus pandemic. The official announcement comes after reports of the decision overnight.
Voters in 3 states are getting ready to head to the polls today, but voting in one of those states could be particularly chaotic. Elections officials in Kentucky cut the typical 3,700 polling locations down to just 170. The state's 2 most populous counties, home to Louisville and Lexington, will have just 1 in-person polling location each. Kentucky's election features not only the presidential primary, but a Democratic Senate matchup to see who will run against Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell in November.
Former Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker says he is ready to do whatever it takes to help President Trump win Wisconsin again this year. That includes taking the stage with Vice President Mike Pence tonight in Pewaukee. Walker will join the VP at Ingleside Hotel for a school choice roundtable event. The 2 will be joined by Education Secretary Betsy DeVos. The Vice President will also attend an event near Milwaukee as part of his Faith in America tour. News 3 Now's Eric Franke will be interviewing the Vice President today as he travels Wisconsin. We'll have that interview available only on News 3 Now.
6:34. Let's turn to the forecast now. And unfortunately, it's going to be another rainy day. That rain kind of sticking around for much of the week there, Heads.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as it was yesterday. We had pretty widespread rain yesterday, and over the last 48 hours, it has added up to quite a bit for southwestern Wisconsin. Over 2 inches estimated by the radar map there. You can see, though, on this map, as the colors shift from pinks to blues and greens, amounts of rain to diminish as you head eastward. Here in Madison, over the last couple of days, we picked up about 0.6 of an inch of rain. North towards the Dells, maybe a little bit higher amounts, closer to 1 inch. But east of Dane County, less than 1/2 an inch. Now this morning, we're not adding anything to the rain gauge. Things are drying out across southern Wisconsin and for the area for the most part. Northern Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa all starting off dry this morning. There is a chance, though, for some showers to pop up as we head towards the afternoon. Right now, though, as we look east of the station, you can see the sun getting higher in the sky. Just a few high-level cirrus clouds right now, but otherwise clear skies. Enjoy that sunshine early. Temperatures are starting in the 50s. It's 52 in the Dells, 54 in Mineral Point. Here in Madison, we're at 57 degrees. Watertown still holding at 58. Your future track forecast model shows you these clear skies this morning are expected to linger through at least the morning hours. So by lunchtime, just partly sunny skies. Temperatures right around 70 degrees. Northwest winds will be with us through the day today. Maybe a little breezy at times, but a pretty comfortable day is expected. Temperatures will top in the mid-70s. You can see these scattered showers popping up on the radar or on the model forecast as we go through the afternoon hours. Any rain, though, is going to diminish and fall apart as the sun sets tonight. So after about 8 o'clock, we're dry then once again. Overnight lows will drop back into the 50s. As far as measurable precipitation, it's going to be pretty tough in most spots to measure this. These showers will be very short-lived and generally pretty light. We'll do it all again tomorrow, though the forecast nearly the same. Mid-70s with a chance for some showers and isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon. Then it looks dry on Thursday with sunshine and temperatures back in the 80s. As the front approaches for the end of the week, Friday and Saturday, the humidity returns. It heats up around here and rain becomes likely those 2 days. It's going to be even warmer as we head into next week.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Just into the newsroom within the last half hour, we're getting a first look at Gayle King's exclusive interview with the Minneapolis Police Union Chief. It's his first interview since George Floyd was killed nearly a month ago. Take a listen.
Can you understand from the public point of view why it's upsetting?
Certainly.
Because it feels like, guys, it feels like this. It feels like the blue wall of silence again, that we're not going to say anything negative about a fellow officer, even though what you're looking and seeing with your own eyes seems especially heinous and especially egregious.
Certainly, we would love to have seen more. We saw the initial statement from the administration, which was wrong, and this has been a failed exercise in leadership here.
That exclusive interview on CBS this morning will air in less than 30 minutes at the start of the broadcast at 7 o'clock.
We are seeing new videos of the aftermath of a hit and run in downtown Madison.
It led to protests after the activist group Urban Triage posted it on Facebook that it was a hate crime. In the post that's now been removed, they claim that a white supremacist intentionally hit a black woman in the street, and that it took officers 30 minutes to get her medical aid. And when they did arrive, they used pepper spray on the victim and her friends. Madison police dispute those claims that it took that long, but did acknowledge that pepper spray was used when an individual was being aggressive with another officer and to clear room for the ambulance.
Now, with this new video, we're seeing firsthand, minute by minute, what happened in the moments after that hit and run. Eric Franke breaks it down for us.
You can see a crowd swarms in the street on University Avenue right as this video starts. We can't see for sure, but we assume it's right after the woman was hit. About 2.5 minutes later, we see the first squad cars approach the scene. Police get out of their cars and start walking across University toward the crowd.
Where's the person who got hit?
We hear the officer ask where the woman is. A lot of crowd noise. And about 30 seconds later, we hear them start to ask the crowd to clear the area for the ambulance.
Hey, everybody, clear the area for the ambulance!
About 4 minutes after the woman was hit and about 2 minutes after officers arrive, we see a crowd carry the woman across University where there's a crowd around her for about a minute. A minute later, we start to see officers and members of the crowd getting physical, and within a few seconds, we see a few people start to run away as officers start to use pepper spray. The crowd calms down. Police continue to work on the woman until an ambulance appears 3 minutes later. 5 minutes after it arrives, the ambulance pulls away. From the time the woman was hit to the time the ambulance leaves the scene takes 14 minutes, according to this video. But we want to make sure you also see this after the ambulance leaves. An officer and a man are talking, and then they hug, continue their conversation, and hug again before the video ends. Obviously, we can't hear what they're saying, but it seems clear a connection is made.
Eric Franke reporting there. You can see all 3 of those videos in their entirety right now at channel3000.com.
After spending nearly 2 years in the Kenosha County Jail, a child trafficking survivor is out thanks to community activists who raised her $400,000 bail. A combination of groups, including the Chicago Community Fund, Milwaukee Freedom Fund, and the Crystal Kaiser Defense Committee, raised that money. Crystal Kaiser is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and arson in the death of 34-year-old Randall Volar. According to the Journal Sentinel, Volar had physically and sexually abused Kaiser over a period of months before his death. She's expected back in court in September.
6:40, a check of the roads on this Tuesday morning. Things off to a pretty smooth start yet. No crashes to report so far this morning. Looks like a couple delays popping up on Highway 14 as you approach Middleton and Dane County. Rock County looking pretty good so far. No crashes to report there either. There's your major highways moving at posted speeds this morning. Let's take a live look outside. So far, we're dealing with some sunshine. Beautiful shot of the sunrise so far today. We are waking up with beautiful conditions, but we're going to have more rain in the forecast. Hattie will have those details coming up.
And rock music fans, you're going to be grateful for this new line of deodorant. We'll tell you the famous group behind the products. It's coming up after the break.
Cleaner home is a healthier home, and now that's more important than ever. New from Stanley Steamer, kill most bacteria, viruses, and mold in the home or office. We apply an EPA-approved, non-toxic, non-corrosive spray proven to kill most viruses, bacteria, mold, mildew, odors, and allergens that could all be potential health threats. Stanley Steamer leaves your family with a clean house and a healthier home. Call 1-800-STEAMER or StanleySteamer.com.
Lately, we've found new ways to support and care for each other. And while every gesture counts, so too does every dollar. That's why American Family Insurance is returning $425 million to our customers. This includes a 10% savings for all current and new auto customers for the rest of the year. We hope this does your world some good and reminds you that supporting your dreams means the world to us. Contact your agent or go to amfam.com to learn about more ways to save.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and Internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
For years, iMart Express has provided quality eyewear and same-day service to your community. With sights set on the path forward, we continue to rally together to keep your future in focus. Get 2 pairs of single-vision glasses for under $40 and 2 pairs of progressives for under $80. We've implemented additional measures to ensure the safety of everyone that comes into our stores. We thank our local heroes for your dedication to our community. For more information, visit imartexpress.com.
No matter what the color of your skin is, we all have to be part of this.
It is a time that we hear people out who are offering up solutions that can lead to change.
We are spending a lot of time right now listening so we can better do our job, so we can better amplify your voices, tell your stories, and hopefully build a better tomorrow, a better city for all of us.
2020 may not just be the year that everything was canceled. It may end up being the most important year yet.
With at-home workouts becoming a new routine for a lot of us, people across the world, they're coming up with some new ways to make it more interesting.
Yeah, last week we brought you weightlifting in a cube. This week it's yoga in a dome. Check this out. After months of online classes, yoga enthusiasts in Toronto are now practicing in these. The domes are 7 feet tall, 12 feet wide, and they are built with heating regulation inside of them. So that basically creates the same environment you'd get at hot yoga. The 50 domes are, of course, disinfected and cleaned after every use. 7 yoga studios in Toronto are making this happen. The domes are going to stay up through the end of July.
And if they've got heating regulation, like some ventilation, a way to keep it cool inside, I would totally do this.
These people are in Canada, Chris. I'm sure they're all flocking to get in there.
It gets hot in Canada, too.
No, it doesn't.
Like warm.
Toronto's the same latitude as Madison, Leah.
Burn!
It is?
Yes.
Well, to be fair, it can be cold in Wisconsin this time of year.
Yeah, 70s.
Oh, boy.
Whatever helps you sleep at night there, Leah.
You know what? Forget it. I'm not into yoga anyway.
Oh, we know. That's too highbrow for you. Well, if you're working out around other people, they'll be grateful for this new product line. The Grateful Dead is releasing a line of vegan deodorant. Thankfully, it won't smell like your typical outdoor music festival.
Oh, that's good. Instead, you can pick scents like rose, lavender, and juniper. The band's iconic Thunderbolt logo is on the packaging. There are 5 scents total, and they're 100% natural and vegan. If you're wondering, they're also edible.
Why did
I was not wondering, but thank you.
Why would they include that?
I've never thought about that with my deodorant.
Is that like an in-demand product? Is edible?
It's the first I've heard of it. First I've heard of it.
There's got to be someone out there if they're doing it right.
Not the sense, though, that I would think that the Grateful Dead would put out. Like
rose, lavender.
Juniper.
Yeah. They're all very earthy.
Yeah.
Edible.
That's the most important headline right there. You can eat it.
What?
You can eat it.
We should have led with that.
You get desperate.
6:46 now. Let's turn to the forecast. And the polar bear enjoying the pool today. Not much of a pool-like forecast for us, though.
No, maybe not so much. Not as warm today. The polar bear's been swimming laps for about an hour now. We have dry conditions, though, this morning. Take a look at our current conditions. No precipitation right now, but the probability of precipitation goes up just a little bit as we head towards the afternoon hours. There will be some scattered showers or even an isolated thunderstorm or two popping up this afternoon. Not a guarantee, though, that everyone is going to see that rain. We're at 57 right now in Madison. Janesville still at 59, up a couple of degrees in the Dells, now to 54. Dew points, though, are key today. They're not as high as they were yesterday, down in the 50s, so it's going to feel a bit more comfortable today. Here's a look at your your day planner temperatures will climb quickly through the 60s, back to the low 70s by lunchtime. Look for highs in the mid-70s. Again, there's that chance for afternoon or early evening showers or thunderstorms. Coming up, we'll take a closer look at that weekend forecast. I know it's still early in the week, but never too early to look ahead to the weekend.
Never too early. Thanks, Hattie. Coming up in the morning sprint, a subpoena aimed at the Attorney General. We're going to tell you what a House committee is looking to withhold.
But first, we want to say happy birthday to Remington on this June 23rd, rather, and all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress toppers, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
Go Anywhere pillow is really comfortable, so that's what I really like. It's nice and supportive and it's nice and small.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but so much more. For example, you get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With special offers like 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Contact your Ford dealer or stop by today.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, US Cellular has your back with the Samsung Galaxy S25G. Free when you switch, plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption, capture and post without restriction, and do it all without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Download the Channel 3000 app today.
6:51, time for the morning sprint.
And we start with the coronavirus in Wisconsin. We're just a few hours away from getting new information from the DHS about COVID-19, and we hope to see a smaller percentage of positive cases across the state today. 78% of the more than 25,000 confirmed cases in Wisconsin have recovered. Roughly 3.8% of new tests came back positive yesterday. That is down from Sunday's numbers, where 4.6% of tests were positive. As we've been reporting, this percentage is fluctuating, with that figure being as low as 2% last week.
We are learning income is a major predictor of the coronavirus. A federal analysis looked at billing records for people on Medicare who've gotten the virus. The findings are in line with what we've been reporting for weeks, that Black Americans are more likely to test positive than other racial groups. But it also shows how people on Medicare who also qualify for Medicaid are 4 times more likely to be infected than those on Medicare alone.
New data just into the newsroom within the last hour. We're learning as many as 8.7 million Americans had coronavirus in March, but more than 80% of those cases were never diagnosed. Only 100,000 cases were officially reported during that time period, and there are only 2.3 million cases reported right now. Researchers looked at the number of people who went to doctors or clinics with flu-like symptoms, but weren't diagnosed with anything.
Dr. Anthony Fauci will testify today before a House committee at a time where 1 in every 5 new cases in the world is in the U.S. The nation's top infectious disease expert recently warned the U.S. is still in the first wave of the pandemic. He's continuing to urge Americans to practice social distancing. He'll testify along with the heads of the CDC, the FDA, and the Department of Health and Human Services.
Breaking within the last half hour, the University of Michigan is officially moving its presidential debate from the University of Michigan campus to Miami. The university was set to host the second of 3 debates between President Trump and presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden, but wanted to withdraw to avoid having thousands of people visiting Ann Arbor during the coronavirus pandemic. That official announcement comes after reports of a decision overnight.
Voters in 3 states are getting ready to head to the polls today, but voting in one state in particular could be especially chaotic. Elections officials in Kentucky cut the typical 3,700 polling locations down to just 170. The state's 2 most populous counties, home to Louisville and Lexington, will have just 1 in-person polling location each.
Former Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker says he is ready to do whatever it takes to help President Trump win Wisconsin again this year. That includes taking the stage with Vice President Mike Pence tonight in Pewaukee. Walker will join the VP at Ingleside Hotel for a school choice roundtable. The 2 will be joined by Education Secretary Betsy DeVos as well. News 3 Now's Eric Franke will be interviewing the Vice President today as he travels through Wisconsin, and we'll have that interview available only on News 3 Now.
President Trump will visit Arizona today, and then later this week, he'll be in Wisconsin as well. He'll be visiting a marine shipyard in Marinette. It's going to be his first visit to our state since January. It's the same shipyard Vice President Pence visited in November. The Green Bay Press-Gazette reports he's expected to talk about a $5.5 billion Navy contract awarded to the shipyard.
House Judiciary Chair Jerry Nadler is planning to subpoena Attorney General William Barr and could subpoena him for a hearing in July. He made the announcement on MSNBC. It comes after a lot of back and forth over the job status of Jeffrey Berman. He's the prosecutor who led the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office and has pursued President Trump and his allies. Nadler says he won't focus on that incident since it'd be, quote, a waste of time. Instead, the committee plans to look at withholding $50 million from the Department of Justice to punish the Attorney General.
Breaking overnight, Fitchburg police are investigating their second shots fired incident in 3 days. This one happened just before 1:30 this morning on Clayton Road near the Beltline. That's where police found shell casings and unused rounds in the street. No one was hurt and police didn't report any damage. They're still looking for the person or people responsible.
A child trafficking survivor is out of the Kenosha County Jail this morning thanks to community activists who raised her $400,000 bail. Crystal Kaiser is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and arson in the death of 34-year-old Randall Volar. The Journal-Sentinel reports Volar had physically and sexually abused Kaiser over a period of months before his death. She's expected back in court in September.
Final look at traffic on a Tuesday morning. Things still looking good out there right now. No crashes or incidents to talk about. Looks like we are seeing some delays along East Washington Avenue as you approach downtown, and also on the Beltline near Stoughton Road. There are your drive times. Looks like you're moving at posted speeds as you head inbound. John Nolan Drive also looking good at this hour. That's your First Warn traffic.
And your First Warn weather shows you on radar that the rain is quickly moving away this morning. We'll have several hours of dry weather early today. Take a look at our temperatures early on. We start in the 50s, climb to highs in the mid-70s this afternoon. Look for lower humidity today, but also a chance for a few showers this afternoon. The weekend forecast brings rain back into the area on Friday and Saturday. You'll notice that it's going to be warmer and definitely more humid as temperatures climb into the mid to upper 80s. Looks like we have mainly dry weather expected on Sunday.
All right, thank you very much, Hattie, and thanks so much for joining us this morning, folks. Get outside, enjoy that weather before it rains, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.